Okay, people. Well, the transalp had a little issue yesterday. Went to leave to go to work in Foy. Had the boy on. Had to drop him off halfway to go with his mum. She couldn't even pull up the hill. Very strange. She has had the seized choke, as you know from the other video, since we've done it. And it wouldn't even pull up the thing. So I've stripped the choke cable and fed it into the correct position, which is above the top bracket for the radiator. So I've threaded that through and then up through there, around to the front, up through the little gap there and back up to here. Now this will work with any cable, and there was a little bit of rust residue in there, but the way to do it is you take any corner of a plastic bag, make a little hole in the corner, thread it over, get some insulation tape, wind your insulation tape around the cable, and then you fill it with oil. This has been on for about 10 minutes now. Now the other thing that I think I may have done wrong when I put the engine in was on the bottom of this fuel tap. Obviously we've got two hoses. So you've got one there. This is a vacuum tap, so there's no fuel pump fitted on this one. Now obviously one goes to atmosphere, doesn't it? I'm thinking, and one is the actual vacuum. But we've got two vacuum hoses on this engine, so I just connected the two up, which meant there was a vacuum on a vacuum. So I think that's probably wrong. So what I'm going to do, I'll put that back on, put the tank back on, put some fuel in it, and then I'll suck one and see if fuel comes out. And obviously if fuel comes out, we'll know it's the right one, and the other one we just need to block on the cylinder. And go from there. But she's done a couple of runs to Foy, which is 50 miles there, 50 miles back, so it's a good 100-mile trip. Sorry, 50 minutes, it's not 50 miles. And she's done that for a couple of days, all right. With a seized choke, I just used to let her idle for a few seconds. And then this silly little girl yesterday morning wouldn't go. So I went to the Red Alp and thought, well, we'll just take the Red Alp. So we went to take Red Alp. Red Alp got a flat tyre. So I ended up taking a van with a bike in it all the way to Foy, which is a 53-minute drive, all the way to Foy to do my care work. So yeah, a little bit annoying. So now I've whipped the tank off, drained the fuel. I must admit the cable is moving a lot better now, and there was some rust residue. I'll just give it a little top up now. I mean, it's taken quite a bit. So I put a bit of WD-40 down there first and let that soak down, which obviously will go in easier than oil. And now I go on with the oil. So I mean, this is what you can do. I usually leave them overnight. So I attach it around and I just leave the cable there. This is a spare clutch cable, which was so tightly packed in there when they put the other one in. I couldn't get it out, but it works. So I just thought, I'll sod it. I'll leave it there as a secondary one, because you never know if your cable snaps when you're out. It's going to be a piece of piss to replace. I was thinking if I might do that if I go on a tour or something anywhere. I might just put a cable in there on all my bikes. BMW's in there. She's still coming on. The what's-it won't return. The brake lever, there's no return on that brake lever. It'll just stay wherever you put it. So I think there's a caliper seized somewhere, which is understandable because it's 13 years since this has moved. But I did get it running. Check out the other videos. I had the worst fuel pump in history you really wouldn't believe. We did have an issue with this is the fuel filler cap, and the O-ring sort of grew about 5 inches. But I've read online that well, actually I asked Google, and the little lady said, oh, if you put it in a pan and boil it, it should sort it out. So I'm going to try that later, rather than spending a tenner on a new O-ring, because I'm tight. Any minute now my tank should be arriving for this one. And then we'll get going. But yeah, if you need to grease your cables, that's what you need to do, and just leave it like that, glooping away. And obviously you can check if it's coming out overnight, which it isn't. So just fill it right up and leave it overnight. Obviously you may get some spillage. It'd be nice to see some oil coming out of here to show that the oil's actually gone all the way down, which it's not. But it might do eventually. What I might do is just put a little bit of lube in there, actually. I think I'll do that. And the other thing that I noticed was this pipe was off this morning. which goes to these little sub air filters down here. Now that pipe was off, and I do wonder what sort of influence that has on it running. So that was quite strange to find. But apart from that, touch wood, everything that could go right has gone okay with the first couple of runs. So got a few little water leaks, got a tiny little weep there, which I'm not sure where it come from. Could have come out of that join in between the two heads there. Not sure. And obviously we've got, well, we did have a tiny little weep down there, but that seems to have sealed itself up, which is nice. So I'm not too sure where that's coming from. Hopefully it's not coming out of the head. No, it looks like it's coming from in there. So that's quite good. So far so good. And the funny thing was, I went to see the guy that I got the engine off the other day. So that was nice. He couldn't believe it, because the story with this engine, it was quite funny actually. This engine, I bought, as you know if you've seen the other videos, for 140 quid. He took it out of his motorbike, his newer transalp, because he thought he had a running issue with it. And guess what? It turned out to be carburetors. So he got rid of got a new engine, put a new engine in, and it did exactly the same. So he's rebuilt the car, got a couple of carbs, rebuilt them, and they've gone on now. So yeah, quite interesting that. So yeah, that was very interesting. So take care everyone, and we'll see if we can get a GoPro going on it. Not too impressed with the tyres, they ain't gonna last long on the highway, but never mind, they'll soon be chomped through. Take care, bye bye.